Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Rhonda. How you guys doing? So listen, I first of all want to thank all of my subscribers, the new and the old. I want to let you guys know I appreciate all of your support, especially with the likes and the comments and the shares. I appreciate you guys for everything that you do. Um, for supporting the channel and for looking into what I bring in my content. I appreciate y'all um, for doing the work. Okay, yeah, do the work. Okay, so thank you very much. So in this video, I'm back with this video because I needed to um, bring a situation to your attention, and it actually is several situations, but I'm gonna start with this one. Whether people believe it or not, there is really and literally a MK Ultra mind control program. And the reason, because usually I haven't talked about these types of things because you get enough people talking about these kinds of things, but the experience I had recently made me say, you know what, MK Ultra is really real. Okay, and I'm going to explain the experience, just so if we could be clear. So, 1:55 on my timer. So, okay, so I was on the plantation, right? And in certain parts of the plantation, I'm gonna just say, let's just say a cafeteria. Okay, if you go in the cafeteria, you got a crowd of people, right? You got a whole bunch of people. Everybody in the cafeteria, they're um, eating their lunch and everything like that. So, um, while I was at the plantation, of course, I receive downloads and I'm able to hear what's going on around me. I'm able to see what's going on around me. I can actually hear and feel vibes around me. You know what I mean? Like my empathy picks up pretty much on everything and everybody. And so, um, on this particular day, I was going up the steps, and let's just say I was going into this cafeteria. Let's just call it a cafeteria. I was going into this cafeteria, and there was no sound. Now, usually I wasn't exactly in the I was like standing outside of it. Okay, I wasn't all the way in it, but usually when I'm going to this cafeteria, you can see, or you can hear, you can pick up, well, in my case, I could pick up vibes, I could pick up nuances, I could pick up noises, I could pick up things from other people way before I even get in the room. Okay, so this particular day, like I said, I was standing outside of the cafeteria and there was silence, and I said, whoa. Like the vibe, the whole vibe was quiet, absolutely quiet. There was no movement. There was no vibration. You know what I mean? Like there was nothing. It was just still. It wasn't still as in heavenly still. It was like just nothing. And I said, "What?" It wasn't a shock necessarily, but it was like, okay, this is something that and and then probably I would say after I got into the cafeteria, when I walked in, that's when the vibes came on, and the vibes started, and everything started moving the way it usually does. So I'm like, whoa. I said, who could silence an entire cafeteria? Who could do that? And so it was brought to my attention that there are mind control entities that dwell um, in certain individuals, and in certain areas of anywhere. Um, if you look at how pretty much everything, you have the same 5:55 on my timer, 23:11 on my clock. You have like the same a group of people, and you might as well say they're a tribe. Okay, and they all look alike. They all sound alike. They all have the same mentality, but there are different groups of these kinds of people, right? So I look at it like this. I will call them tribes, okay? And you can tell who is of your tribe and who's not of your tribe, if that makes sense. So, in this MK Ultra mind control situation happening here in the 3D, spiritually, these are entities who you can't see. Like it might sound a little off, it might sound a little crazy, but believe me when I tell you, I ain't gotta lie about nothing like this. Like, I don't even trip off of stuff like this until it's brought to me. Okay, in the 3D here, where everybody is pretty much being mind controlled, and they feel like they're in control of their own lives, but they're really not. Because let me tell you something. If you were so in control, none of the weird shit that happens would be happening. Like, that's as simple. That's so as simple as it gets. None of the weird stuff that happens, it wouldn't be happening if you were in control of your own life. You are not. And I mean, look at the basics. They told you to go get the American dream. That right there is a control in itself. That you will fight hard and go through whatever and do whatever it is that you need to do to have these houses and these nice cars and these, and these accolades. You will go to these colleges to get, you will work hard. That's a control. You will work super hard on keeping your grades up and, getting along with other people, kissing other people's ass to be in a certain position in life. That's a control, whether you understand it or not. That is a control. Okay? So, I digress. Here in the 3D, where people are actually being mind controlled, 8:58 on my timer, 23:14 on my clock. The in the the ones who have the control of the minds of the people, you don't see them. You only see their work, but you don't see them. Um, I'm going to tell you. Remember when I told you in one of my videos before that the government came out and said that they have non-biological DNA reported on the earth or here on the earth. That means there's an alien DNA on the earth. They have DNA of every species on the earth. The government does, right? And I mean every government in each state. in each state, in each continent, on each continent, in each county, in each, they have access to they have access to DNA. They have DNA resources. Okay, what do you think this? What is it? The C CAA, or is it the CAA? The people that control the diseases of the earth. Okay, these, like I said, these are corporations. These are people who control disease, who control the wars. You have particular corporations who control each and every entity. Who do you think backs these corporations? Live entities, the alien that you don't see on the earth. No, they're walking, but you can't see them because your mind has been controlled. Now, what was weird to me is the fact that they came out with this movie called They Live, like years and years ago, back in the 80s or something. And it's like everything that was in that movie is happening right now. You need a special eyesight to see who, what, when, where, and how. You okay? It's, I know it's kind of mind blowing. It was kind of mind blowing to me, not necessarily, but it was, you know. Anyway, these these so-called entities that back these corporations are actually, like I said in the video before, I told you that those who they call aliens are actually the fallen, the ones that got kicked out of heaven and started following Lucifer and started to try to fulfill his agendas, defying and going against the Most High and everything like that. These are the entities that have the mind and the mind control that begin the MK Ultra. Who do you think gave these governments and these different municipalities and principalities the ideas to do the wicked shit that they do? Who you think gave them the idea to do stuff like that? Who you think gave them the idea to clone people? Who you think gave them the idea to let children be trafficked and things like that? Like, um, if it wasn't MK Ultra, if it wasn't for MK Ultra, none of this shit would be happening. None of it. None of the weird shit that be happening would be happening. None of the illegal shit that be happening would be happening. Now, during the research and during the download that I was getting, a lot of these corporations and entities, they begin to um, do illegal things. And you hear about the government doing illegal shit all the time. Like, they begin to do illegal studies. Um, they began to do illegal possessions of people's properties and homes and bodies. I mean, remember when they kept on saying, "Oh yeah, somebody got some some person got abducted." That's illegal. That's an illegal possession of a person. Like, you literally kidnapped a person. That's illegal possession. You understand what I'm saying? Like, these things really, really did happen. And let me tell you something. These things that do happen, like unpermitted contracts, like you got corporations that will actually trick an individual into, signing contracts without full disclosure. Like, they would Like I said, illegal possessions, abductions, illegal possessions of a body or a person. Um, they will bring ill purpose favored. You know what I mean? Like when the Most High is trying to give favor or show favor to an individual, that ill purposed spirit on that person will block the favor that the Most High is trying to give to an individual. Let me tell you something. The entities that did all this, or that is still doing all of this, the MK Ultra, the mind control, and most of it is spiritual. Because let me tell you something. Everything happens in the spirit first. Everything will happen spiritually first before it actually reaches the 3D. So in the spirit realm, this is where they were doing most of all of the crap they were doing. Like I said, unpermitted contracts, illegal possessions. They were illegally possessing people. They were not getting permission to do certain things with certain people from the Most High. See, what it is Lucifer, and Lucifer would tell you he has to go to the Most High and ask him, can I do this, or can I do that, or can I? The ones that were under him, the fallen, they was not going to the Most High to get the same permissions to do the things that they were doing to the human beings on the earth. That's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons why they got kicked out in the first place. They all came together to say, hey, if you read the book of Enoch, it will tell you they all came together to say, hey, we're gonna go against the Most High, period, point blank. They asked Enoch, the fallen, they went and asked Enoch to go to the Most High to see if Enoch would speak on their behalf, and the Most High said, I don't want to hear it. He told Enoch, turn around and go back the other way. I don't want to hear anything that they got to say. Nothing. And they illegally, through you, began to make things happen. Through you, not asking the Most High first. Do you understand that? It's illegal for them to do the shit that they were doing. It's illegal heavenly for them to do the shit that they were doing. Okay? But through you, through the person who had authority over the earth, through the person who was closer to the Most High, who the person that the Most High wouldn't attack or get on, because you're my son. But if you person agree with the fallen to do their bidding, the Most High wouldn't do anything because he honors all contracts. He won't do he won't step in unless you ask him to step in. Yeah. It's finna storm because these things are not supposed to come out. These are things that we're not supposed to talk about, but this is what happens. When the fallen came to the earth, they did everything illegally through the person, through the one God made in his image. And so God put it on you to say, oh, well, you got to realize what the heck is going on here. Because if you stay in agreement with them, I can't do nothing about it. No matter how bad it gets. I can't do nothing. Because you're in agreement with them. You're in a covenant with me. And I'm not going to break our covenant. But if you covenant with them, you're blocking our covenant. You're blocking your covenant with the Most High. And what do you think the government is? All them son of a old bastards went on ahead and went into agreement, and they run the planet. They run the world, bringing everything that the fallen wanted to be done, being done. Because they all went into agreement with the fallen. And when they went into agreement with the fallen began to do illegal things to the people. Like I said, they illegally tampered with your mind. Illegally. They illegally, you know what I'm saying, brought ill-purposed favor to your life. Illegally possessed you. And because the government, taught you how to read, write, and follow the direction that they wanted you to follow. You started going into agreement with them too, without even knowing what you were agreeing to. It gets deeper, because this is a long time. This is long. This is this whole thing is super. It's a long thing, and I'm trying to explain it the best way that I can, and hopefully y'all understand where I'm coming from. That these top corporations, Donald Trump, government, all of them have agreements with these fallen entities, making deals, always making deals, all the time. And they made it a trend, made it something to be proud of and be happy about. Why do you think most of these, like the musicians, black rappers and actors and musicians, they look at it and be like, man, this ain't what it's cracked up to be. You got to do a whole lot to make it in the industry. They tell you how fucked up it is before while they tell you their sad story about, oh yeah, I had to, I grinded and I did this, that, and the other. And once I signed the contract, it was a wrap for me. Look what they go through. Because they're making deals. And they're trying to lead you to make deals. I mean, look at Beyonce. They say this girl's killing kids. Come on, man. I'm just saying, y'all need to understand that it's real. It's real, and it's trickling down from the 5D to the 3D. Now, I got this download earlier. And I'm here because I'm supposed to let y'all know, the most of the people that will understand where I'm coming from, can understand what I'm saying, can kind of read between the lines. This is an obligation for me. It's a job. It's my obligation to get on this camera 2331, 2332 on my timer. It's an obligation for me to let people know what is going on around them and how it is going on. Mind control thing is real. Okay? And spiritually, these people have been in the spirit realm, making all these different deals, and it's all with the fallen. Now the government actually came out and said that there are aliens on the earth. That means we're telling you that the fallen is on the earth, and like I said, the fallen are the ones who actually are illegally doing certain things. Like it's illegal because they're not getting the permission from the Most High to do the things that they do. They have to go and ask. Just like Satan had to go and ask to mess with Noah. I mean, not Noah, but mess with Jesus. He had to go ask to mess with Jesus. He had to go ask to mess with Job. He had to go ask to do that. He had to. Yeah. And the fallen, they ain't asking to do nothing. It's all illegal. So, that's one of the reasons why the earth got flooded in the first place. They were down here doing things that they had no business doing, the fallen. Down here having babies with the people. You can't have babies with them. What's wrong with you? You know, they're human beings. You're an angel. You know what I'm saying? You mix in the blood. The fallen, they're the ones that came up with mixing their animals to make a different animal, like the tiger and the lion, fucking liger. The fallen are the ones that came up with that first, y'all. They did that. They were illegally making animals. So, and like the Bible tells you, there's nothing new under the sun. The fallen have been here for years. And through people who they make their agreements with, they're able to do this shit until you, the people, say enough is enough. Knock it off. Stop using us to go against the Most High. Because that's what they're doing. They're using you. You're cattle. You're cattle to them. You're nothing to them. That's why they can kill you off so easily and make you docile to the point where you don't give a fuck about your life. You don't care if you live or die. Why they can keep giving you cancers and keep giving you medicine that don't work. Keep messing with your mind, giving you mental disabilities and giving you medicine for them that don't work. You still have the same mental disability. That's because they have control over that. I'm just saying, this is why they can keep playing you to the left. They keep playing you. They play the shit out of you. Oh, they play the shit out of y'all. They do. They play the shit out of you. Okay? 27:37 on my timer, 23:33 on my clock. That means it's time. Three, 3 usually means it's time to wake up. Like it's really time, for real. It really is time. Um, you know, this is the reason why I had to get on her and say this, because I'm, I've been fed up. I've been had enough of it. I've been had enough, but I didn't understand how everybody else was so cool with it. And then I'm finding out you all are being mind controlled. This MK Ultra thing is real. And everybody comes out and tell you, but because you feel like you can't do nothing about it and you feel like you're not being controlled, you are being controlled. Mind controlled. MK Ultra. You are. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. And I'm here to let y'all know, listen, you need to break away from that. Break these covenants that you done made. Break these agreements and contracts that you done made, because like I said, only through you, with illegal possession, with threatening to take away everything that you have, with playing with your emotions and your feelings and keeping you docile, they're able to control you. So I'm here to let y'all know, break these contracts with these entities. Stop. They come to you in your dreams. They come to you outside of your dreams. They come to you through other people. I'm trying to tell you, they working through people. I mean, come on. So 30:03 on my timer, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. Like I said, watch more of my videos. You know, watch this video to the end. Um, so you know, y'all can understand it for real. For real. Through people in their agreements, all the wicked shit that's happening is able to happen. And the Most High is like slow he's angry about it, but he's slow to do anything about it because you made agreements with these people. And I mean you made agreements with these entities, and he honors all contracts until you break them. Until you find a way to break the contract. Like if they're illegally doing shit that they ain't supposed to be doing, you could break the contract. Get it out of there. Call judgment. I told y'all this before. Learn how to call judgment on shit. Like, because it will never stop. And everything that you're doing, every contract you're accepting, or any agreement that you're coming into with these entities can trickle down to your children. And it might not be so easy for them. Like, literally, people are selling their kids. And you ain't hear about the lady in Texas who used her daughter as a shield to keep from being shot by the police? There's something wrong with you. That's a mind thing. Instead of protecting the child, she put the child in harm's way. You heard about the ladies that actually helped their sons sell drugs? I'm just saying. Instead of protecting the child, they're putting their child in harm's way. Come on. Come on. That's because of their agreement with whatever entity they made an agreement with. But that's neither here nor there, y'all. I'm just telling you right now that y'all need to come up out of these contracts and get right with the God, get right with the divine, get right with the Lord. Let the universe know that you plead for mercy, because it's not going to end well for these entities, and they know that. And like I said, I have a spiritual obligation to let y'all know this. It's not going to end well. And the entities that y'all go into agreements with, they know it. They know the Most High is not going to joke around or play with them in any way. They know it. So I've asked y'all to get it together, get it right. I'm going to go ahead and end this video, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye. Peace.